This is the Spicy 100, question 20.
So, as always, our multiples of 10 are extra challenging, and question 20 is no different. So the recommended time for this one is 7 minutes, and it's a non-calculator question. I'll read it to you. The ratio 2x plus root x minus 7 to x plus 4 root x is equivalent to the ratio 2 to 3, and x is larger than 0. Find the value of x. So if you've set your timer for 7 minutes, ready to have a go, pause the video, and best of luck with question 20. So here we have equivalent ratios. And so what we want to do is try and use these equivalent ratios to generate some equations. Now for me, the easiest way to understand this is I use division. So this is how I would make my equation. I know that 2x plus root x minus 7 divided by x plus 4 root x. So that's the left hand side divided by the right hand side must be true for the other ratio. So that must be equal to 2 divided by 3. We can now use cross multiplication. So whenever you've got two fractions equal to each other, you can get it all on one line, much easier to deal with. So if I said 3 multiplied by 2x plus root x minus 7, and that would be equal to 2 multiplied by x plus 4 root x. So what I've done is I've multiplied the 3 over to the left hand side, and I've multiplied x plus 4 root x up to the right hand side. And now I don't have any fractions, and I've got some square roots. I've got something I need to rearrange, but that's generated a nice equation for us to work with. So if we now multiply out our brackets, so we'll get 6x plus 3 root x minus 21, and that will be equal to 2x plus 8 root x. And then let's bring it all over. So we'll bring the 2x over, so we get 4x subtract 5 root x subtract 21 equals 0. Now you might be thinking, why did I get it equal to 0? And actually what I've spotted is that it's a bit like a quadratic equation. I call this a related quadratic. And you might be thinking, well, there's no squares in there. But what we've got is we've got this x, and we've got root x and a number. But the clever trick here is that actually x could be written as the square root of x squared. So this is like 4 square root of x squared minus 5 root x minus 21 equals 0. So if we did a simple substitution, for example, if I said, okay, well, let y equal root x, what that will do is it allow us to transform this into a quadratic equation that might look a bit more familiar to us. So let's do that next. So effectively, we're going to let y equal root x. So that's going to transform our equation into 4y squared minus 5y minus 21 equals 0. Now it's a non-calculator, so we could potentially do the quadratic formula, but I think we should have a go at factorising it. So I can see here that we've got 21, so that's 21 and 1, 7s and 3s. We've got 4y squared, so that could be 4y and y. So let's just try and think. So if we had 4 times 3, that's 12, and 1 times 7. And so actually we can use that. Now that might seem a bit confusing to you, but once I put it into brackets, so if I had 4y in one bracket and y in the other bracket, and then because I said, well, 4 times 3, so if I did 4 times negative 3, so I put that in the opposite bracket to the 4y, and then if I put plus 7 here, that will give us 4y squared, subtract 12y, plus 7y, which will give the negative 5, and then we'll get the negative 21. So we've actually factorized it there. So now we can make each bracket equal to 0. So that means that 4y plus 7 will be equal to 0. So if you take the 7 over, divide by 4, we get y equals negative 7 over 4. And we get y take 3 equals 0, so y equals 3. So we found y, but remember, these y values relate to this substitution that we did. So let's now put these back in. So this means that negative 7 over 4 is equal to the square root of x. Now, because we're just dealing with the positive square root here, it's actually impossible for us to take the positive square root of x and get a negative value. So actually, we can discount this as a solution. So we get no solutions for this value. So when you're square rooting, you have to solve an equation, you get your plus or minus. So for example, if you did the square root of 9 to solve an equation, you get plus and 3 and negative 3. However, in this case, we've actually specified our square root as positive root x in our equation, so it discounts that one. But y equals 3, so we put that equal to the square root of x, then we can get some solutions. So if 3 equals the square root of x, then that means that 3 squared equals x. And so our final solution is x equals 9. So I hope you enjoyed question 20. If you're feeling up for a challenge, why don't you move on and have a go at 21 of the Spicy 100. If you're enjoying the Spicy 100 videos, please do subscribe to the Hench Maths channel and like the video. Thank you.